The idea of experienced trainers moving to the online realm can be very overwhelming. Where do you start? How could you possibly convert face-to-face content to online information? Will the learners demonstrate the same level of success? How will you even know? These are all questions that come to mind when looking at becoming a virtual facilitator, but I'm here to tell you it's definitely possible. With the right tools and information, becoming a virtual facilitator can be easily achieved. Now, I know most of our trainers here at AAA Insurance are not experienced in teaching online. In fact, some still have not even taken classes online either. But that's okay. The basics of training and learning still apply online. Currently, we are used to a facilitator in the classroom, providing content, helping with questions, assigning activities, and ultimately watching the students' interactions. As you will see, the same activities do occur online. You just need to learn how. Besides, in today's economy, there is of course a heightened awareness on budgets. We feel it every day. This also affects travel costs. It doesn't always make sense to fly our trainers to the regional centers that are located all over the country from coast to coast. Flights, hotels, rental cars, daily food allowances, the list of expenses goes on and on. We need to come up with cheaper solutions. We need to come up with better alternatives. Virtual facilitation is the answer. To get to the bottom of this, I did some research. My goal was to find basic ways to help a corporate trainer move from a face-to-face facilitator to an online instructor. To narrow my results, I focused on a few key questions. I wanted to know what are best practices for teaching online, are students satisfied with learning virtually, and how are level 1 scores affected by virtual facilitation, and lastly, what advice can experienced facilitators give to newer virtual trainers? One of the key things I found in my research is that in order to be successful, a virtual facilitator must be good at looking to their peers for help. From IT support for technical issues to a producer for watching everything behind the scenes, a support staff can really help a new facilitator online thrive. It is possible to be successful without these critical roles, but as a new virtual facilitator, the research shows a little help from your friends really does help. The IT support can help the new online facilitator to be as successful with the technology requirements. When moving to online facilitation, a trainer now has to work a new software platform. Now, not only is he or she responsible for keeping their own computer up and running, but also helping the students with any issues they may have as well. Working with an IT technician beforehand can help a new virtual facilitator be more prepared for technology issues, as well as help them know what to watch for when classes are being taught. A producer or assistant is also a very crucial role in a successful online lesson. The producer helps a new virtual facilitator by keeping the learners involved and the instructor on track. The assistant can help the facilitator by watching over participants, answering questions, and keep the instructor informed of any student needs. So basically, with a good producer, the instructor can stay focused on content while the assistant takes care of everything else. As expected, there are many new roles for a trainer to conquer when moving to the online environment. Just like a face-to-face teacher, being an online facilitator requires many new skills, roles, and hats to wear. Basically, just like a face-to-face facilitation, online instructors need to know it all, juggle a lot of things at the same time, and keep a smile on their face, all while keeping the learners in dark of any unexpected issues occurring behind the scenes. Research has shown that in order to be a successful new virtual facilitator, instructors need to remain open-minded and expect frustrations. Basically, they just need to be flexible. As with any technology, issues can occur at any moment. Online facilitators need to pretty much expect the unexpected, and they still might not be prepared. Staying open-minded and flexible will allow the virtual facilitator to stay cool under pressure, which will help the students not see anything abnormal on their end. Online facilitators now must find new ways to motivate learners, using new tools and methods to do so. They also have to help build confidence and understandings for the learners. Virtual facilitators need to help students overcome their fears about using new technologies being used. Basically, a virtual facilitator needs to be able to help a new online learner through their concerns. They need to be a mentor and a motivator. They need to be a coach. The learner role also changes in the virtual environment. In the online environment, students are actively participating and collaborating with each other. Through this, they begin to develop their own personal understanding of the course content. While this is not unique to online learning, teachers should get an understanding of their learners' needs first. It is important to determine what type of learners the students are and how comfortable they are with the technology. This can be done through an online survey or questionnaire prior to the beginning of the class. One of the biggest trends I found was becoming proficient with technology. Teachers new to online facilitation need to upgrade their technical skills and stay current with the new technology development. This especially includes the software platform being used for their virtual facilitation. Before actually administering any online training, the facilitator must be able to understand how to manage a course online, integrate web materials, and know how to interact with the students online. When it comes to the technology, the online teacher is responsible to troubleshoot any issues that occur for them or for the learners, and deal with any unknown issues that could possibly occur. Teachers should have a backup plan or strategy in place just in case the technology does fail. Ultimately, the goal when teaching virtually is to keep the technology transparent. and allow the students to focus on the course content instead. Another way to be a better online facilitator is to put yourself in the learner's shoes. Research shows that it is a good idea to take an online course first before starting to facilitate online. Preferably, this course should be done in the same or similar software platform that the new facilitator will be using themselves. When taking an online class, video conference, or any other virtual training first, it helps the new facilitator to know what to expect as a learner. They can see the online class from a different point of view. I also looked into how inexperienced trainers feel about teaching virtually before and after a session for the first time. I interviewed a few new online facilitators, and common themes occurred. Naturally, they expressed nervousness and concern before their first virtual sessions. They were worried that things wouldn't go as planned, and about keeping the students engaged. But, after teaching for the first time, they felt their sessions went way better than expected. These new trainers attributed their successful sessions to a large amount of preparation and having a producer help them. Both trainers explained that they practiced their classes several times on their own first. They expressed the importance of expecting the unexpected and having a backup plan in case things go wrong. They also recommended doing a complete run-through, including changing the slides, using the features such as chat and polling questions, and dialing in on the phone. The last item I researched was how students that take online courses feel about the sessions. I wanted to know if students were satisfied with their experiences and how the Level 1 assessments compared with face-to-face facilitation. This question was researched by looking at previous Level 1 data and interviewing recent virtual facilitation students. Going into the research, I expected the results of the virtual facilitation sessions to be a little lower than the face-to-face sessions. Ultimately, that is what I found. Level 1 scores help us determine the level of satisfaction for the learners. Our assessments are scored from 1 to 5, 5 meaning that they strongly approve of the course. When looking further at the Level 1 scores, it made sense to compare the instructor-led courses to the virtual ones. This chart shows the level of student satisfaction, and the classes taught face-to-face did receive higher scores. While the scores for virtual facilitation are lower, the student comments still express satisfaction. The research I performed helped answer some basic questions on how to become a better online facilitator. The biggest amount of information I found was looking at the roles of an online facilitator must take on, how to work with the technology available, and turning to support staff to help produce the best sessions possible. However, what I found most interesting is the similarities between virtual and face-to-face facilitation. In the end, both require preparation, expecting the unexpected, putting learners first, and creating learner-centered lessons. Ultimately, I found the research information less overwhelming than I originally thought. Basically, if you're a good face-to-face trainer, you should have no problem transitioning to virtual facilitation. Our training team at AAA Insurance is already an elite group of facilitators, and with a little bit of practice, they will become an elite group of online trainers as well.